Hello, welcome to my channel. My name is Cindy and thank you for clicking on this video. I really appreciate it. I hope that you like this video. If you like it, you can give it a thumbs up. And if you're not a subscriber, consider subscribing to my channel. You'll see that on my channel, I have a lot of videos about education. I also have videos about gardening and updating people on my garden journey, which is pretty new. And I'm really enjoying the garden journey and just now getting some produce. Got lots of cucumbers. Looking at my tomatoes, they're not red yet. And I have a new tower garden. So if you want information on that, you could look on my channel. I do have like a playlist for garden, playlist for education. And right now I am making a video all about virtual learning. Okay, virtual learning versus classroom going home and going on to Zoom. So there's a difference between teaching online as a virtual teacher and being sent home to do class online. So I have a lot of things to say about this. I just want to tell you a little bit of my background if you're new to my channel. I have a lot of videos about virtual teaching because about 4 years ago, I started working for a company called VIP Kit, and they teach American people teaching Chinese kids how to speak English. And it was a really fun job. I loved it. It was kind of a part-time job, and I also connected with other teachers. It was great. But they closed their doors to American teachers teaching kids in China. So there's still virtual teaching. It's kind of what we call pivoting. People are kind of moving to other different situations and things like that. So we learned how to do virtual teaching through that. A lot of us, a lot of us teachers that are around. And then in 2020, you remember that time? Remember that, if you have a kid, you might remember. If you're a teacher, you might remember. A lot of people that were in school in 2020 have PTSD about taking your classroom and making a Zoom classroom because they weren't really preparing to be a teacher online. And so I just wanted to make a little video about the difference between the two because virtual learning is actually a really good thing that you can do. So first of all, because I told you I taught online, and so I was a virtual teacher for quite a few 4 years. And in that company, not only did you teach online, but they had lots and lots of videos that would give you hints on how to teach, tips and tricks that you can teach. And many of us just watched all the videos. They were interesting, they were fun, we were learning new things. And at that time, we actually got paid, like, I think I ended up with $11 every half hour. So it was about $22 to $24 an hour. And I could do that part-time, and that was a really great part-time money. Like, you would get up at maybe 5 a.m. and work till 8:30 a.m., something like that. And then you could also teach on the weekends and the evenings. So it was a great job, but we learned a lot about virtual teaching. We had a lot of fun with it. You might wonder where I got these books that go around the outside of my screen. That is a special program that I learned about called ManyCam. So I have ManyCam. We learn how to give kids rewards, and we learn how to keep them engaged. We learn how to smile for half an hour, even if you don't feel like it. We did a lot of training to be a virtual teacher. It's a lot different than, hey, we have this problem and we need to send everybody home, and you can just go home and do your class on Zoom. And everybody has a computer, and all the teachers love computers, right? So we're just going to just teach online. You just sign in at 8 a.m., and then sign out at 3. And yeah, that was not fun. I agree, that was not a fun situation. But that's not really what virtual teaching is. We learned how to engage with our students. We learned how to, work the camera. We talked all about lighting, the best lighting possible. We learned about just being ready and alert for your students and keeping them engaged. We learned all about using the tech equipment. I learned that my first computer, I was able to apply for the job, make the video, do everything with the computer that I had, which was pretty much a dinosaur. But then when I hooked up to China, it wasn't working. So I had to go to my iPad, and I had to just teach off of my iPad. I learned everything about the iPad. I actually started the VIP Kid iPad users group, and there were thousands of people in that group, and I just helped them with the differences between an iPad and a regular computer. So I did my first 1,000 classes using the iPad, got an updated computer, and that worked for a while. And then I have since gotten an even more updated computer that I can do everything I need to with. So, we learned all about the tech equipment. We took classes. We taught each other as teachers. We learned, virtual teaching is actually a shorter time period. So all the classes that I taught from VIP Kid were 25 minutes, 25 to 30 minutes, and that was it. There was a level 7 where you would do 25 minutes, take a break, and then you would finish up. And it was an hour with a break in between. But that was for the older kids. And so virtual teaching isn't necessarily a long, drawn out school day. It's just a class. It's got a beginning, a middle, and an end. It's pretty short, keeps the kids engaged, and might give the kids some homework, something to do to kind of brush up on the skills that they learned. But for the most part, it is a short period of time. It's not a full day type of thing. There are some things that we learned. We learned how to teach on a timer. We would have like 25 slides, 25 minutes. And so you would teach on one slide. If you went a little longer on one, you'd go shorter on the next one, stuff like that. We learned patience. We had to always like ask the kid a question, give them time to answer because they're practicing their English skills. If they needed help, then we would review whatever problems they were having with their speaking, and we had to tailor make the lesson for every student. And like I said, we had to learn to smile. Even if you're tired, you're sick, you have a headache, you had to put on a good smile, because with VIP Kid, every time you had a lesson, the parents would give you apples, they give you a 5-apple review. Or if you didn't do a good job, they would give you fewer apples. So all of us wanted to get all the apples we could get. And it would keep your name high on the list for parents to book you, is what they told us anyway. There were a lot of mysteries with the VIP Kid world. And if you're watching this from VIP Kid, you know what I'm talking about. So that is virtual teaching. Now, going home and doing your classroom on Zoom is totally different. In 2020, a lot of people, they were like, how do I share my screen? How do I do this? How do I do that? Teachers had to scramble to learn how to teach off of Zoom. And to teachers that are working in a classroom, they wanted to just teach as if they're in the classroom, and the kids sit there as if they're in a classroom, but they're on a screen. And I can just imagine what that's like, because I know when I'm teaching in a classroom, I have to say, put your head up, Johnny. Are you paying attention, Susie? And I had to keep the kids engaged and work around the classroom, ask questions. When you're teaching a classroom on Zoom, you're going to have to do mute, unmute, and that can be difficult. This past year, I taught in person, but I had some students that they lived really far away. So they came to school certain days of the week, and other days of the week, I had to patch them in with Zoom. And that was a little difficult, doing a class in person and then patching some Zoom people in. And I'm pretty techie. I've got it down. I know what I'm doing, but it was still a lot of juggling. So I just want to say that if you are considering being a virtual teacher, it is totally different than teaching a classroom on Zoom. It's completely different. And it's actually a lot of fun. You can tailor make your classes. Well, we're going to talk about that in a second. So, teaching a classroom on Zoom is a great option if it's necessary. If it became necessary, we have to do it. It's a good option. The kid isn't just sitting there doing nothing. But it is not the same as virtual teaching. In 2020, people were moved abruptly. Not everyone was set up to be computer literate. The students were unsure of what they're doing and how they're doing it. And we felt like kids have to be in school from 8 to 3. So they have to sign in, they have to sign out, and their time is monitored by the school and all that. I know my kids didn't really, we were doing a private school, and so it didn't go so well for us. But that's why we did 2020 at home, and then we ended up going back to in-person school. But I also do teach online, and I teach for Outschool.com, and I wanted to share that information. I do have a Facebook group called Outschool Teachers. Let's see. I'm not that quick on sharing my screen on StreamYard here. Chrome tab. I want to share this one out. Facebook. Okay. I'm just going to show you my group on Facebook. If you're interested in some of the classes that Outschool teaches, you can, of course, go to Outschool. You can check out their classes, but there are also some great classes featured on this group. Building with Bricks Creations Game, small online class for 5 to 9. Spy School Camp, that looks fun. How to find money for college, scholarships, grants, and hidden secrets. That's a 45-minute class for 13 to 18. American Sign Language. So this is in my Facebook group called Outschool Teachers Showcase Unofficial. And people just put on the classes that they're offering, and parents can book the classes through Outschool.com. So this is really cool. Now, I do believe if you're in New Hampshire and you have the Education Freedom account, that you can use the money for Outschool, I believe. You can check into that if you have. So here's an escape room. So what people do on Outschool is they make their own classes. This is really fun. This is a quilling club. That looks fun. They make up their own classes. They are in charge of making up the class, and they tell people what they want to do in the class, and you can sign up for it and you pay for it through Outschool. Some classes you will pay for the whole class, like for a semester, and you pay the whole price up front. Some classes you pay per week. Those are called ongoing classes. And I have taught piano, knitting, like first grade math classes, things like that. And I've really enjoyed it. I'm hoping this year to teach a 6th grade math class with a group. That's another way that Outschool offers classes, is in a teaching pod. So you might have an English teacher, math teacher, and science teacher all together, and you sign up for one pod, and then you can take classes from them. And those classes might be once a week, twice a week. If you have a young reader and you want them to take a class every single day, you could find classes for that. You could sign up for a tea party. You can do almost anything you want to do on Outschool.com. And there's a new company coming out. It's called Road to Success Learning Center. This is a really cool one. I would like to try at some point, and I'm going to share my screen on that one. And sorry, I'm a little slow sharing my screen here. YouTube. Okay, I have a YouTube video all about that, and you can find it by clicking on Road to Success Learning Center and just plug in my name, Cindy Bennett, and you'll see the video that I have there, and I'm talking all about it. I also have an interview with the girl who is starting it. This has more of a Christian base to it. She wants for Christians to be able to share like Bible classes, or you could teach English with a Bible theme to it. Outschool is a secular platform, so you're not allowed any religious type content, but Road to Success is supposed to be available for Christian content. So I really want to see her grow. Since I'm a Christian, I want to really see that grow. So I would really hope that people would check her out on that new platform. It's just brandy new. So she's just starting out. So also I wanted to share that if you are a teacher and you would like to, hey, I want to teach online, but I have no idea how to do it. You can, there's so much content available. You could check on YouTube for different types of videos from people. There are also people who are offering their own classes. And I wanted to share some information on a friend of mine that has a lot of help on his channel, and his name is Tim, and he's online teacher dude. His website is onlineteacherdude.com, and he has I believe he has like a free boot camp, and he teaches people how to do ESL online if you've never done it before, and that kind of gets you started with some training for free. And then he also has different resources. Okay. He also has a YouTube channel, blog, and this is the big thing: become an independent online freelance teacher. I have not done this myself, but it is a great resource if you would like to teach online. And people are doing this. They want to be an online teacher, but they would like to be independent. They don't want to work for a company. And what you would have to do is you set up your own website. You figure out what your expertise is. I know I've seen tutors, English tutors, reading specialists, math teachers, and you set up your own website and you can offer your classes, and Tim can teach you how to set up a calendar so people can book you, how to advertise, and he's done this many times. You can watch his videos, and he has some great resources about being a freelance teacher. It's something I would probably do if I didn't have an in-person job. Plus, I have kids that go to the school. So, there's only so much time in a day. But I would like to share that with my friends here. I also want to share one more thing with you, and that would be a new person that is starting a business for online teachers, resources. Okay, so this is a little different. If you want to be an online teacher, say you want to teach ESL on your own, you want to tutor, and you want to shortcut your content. Like, I want to tutor, but I don't want to make up all my own curriculum. Okay, so this is a really great resource, and it's called the tutorresource.com. And my friend Tim did a video showcasing this guy. And actually, I'm going to interview him on Monday at 9:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And this is online, the tutor resource. And what he has here is he has different resources like the teacher on call, beginner. It's kind of like if you've worked for one of the ESL companies and they give you the curriculum and you just go through it. Well, they're making a curriculum for you, and you will buy it, and then it's yours, and you can use it for your own tutoring. And I believe he said in the interview with Tim that you can also use it on Outschool. All of the creators have said that they're so here you have teacher amazing insects $1. You have teachers English $7.50. So once you order something, it's yours and you can use it for all of your students. So that is a really amazing resource. And all of these resources I am also posting below this video so you can check them out. If you would like to be an Outschool teacher, you could use my link below and then send me an email and I will help you get hired onto Outschool. If you would like to be a parent, you have a kid, you would like to try a class, you can get a free class if you click on the link below. And you can check out the different classes and see what you think and just try it, see if it works for you. If you have friends that maybe they're homeschooling and you would like to help them with a resource, you could share the news with them, share this video maybe, and let them know what types of things are available. Like I said, a virtual class does not have to be like you're signing up for a school all day. And some of the classes are only like $10. I remember my son did Spanish and his class was $10 once a week. And it was an ongoing class, so I was charged $10 every week for that class. So some of the classes are like that. I taught a piano class where the parents would pay 1 month in advance, but it was only like, I don't remember. It was pretty cheap. I had 3 days a week and it was, they would pay upfront for the whole thing, but it was only for 1 month. So there are different types of classes, different ways that teachers are charging. If you have any questions about anything, you could post below and I could help you find a class for your student, or if you're a teacher, point you in the right direction for resources. And I will put all the links for everything that I just mentioned below this video. So anyway, thank you for watching and I hope to see you in the next one. Have a great day.